Raghuvamsham bhaje Ramena Nishacharuchamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Stada Bhautame Bho Rama Mamudhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varandane Shri Rama Nama Varandana Onnamaiti Ata Shri Maheshwar Sutrani A Yun Rulrak E Ong I Ouch Ayavarat Lanya Nyamanga Na Nam Jabain Garadash Jabagadash Kapa Chata Tvacha Chatav Kapai Shasha Sar Hal Iti Mahashra Sutrani. So I found this new book, which I think it has slightly more faithful translations. We'll use that. I think, I don't know how many of you know, but there is this Digital Library of India. Digital Library of India. It's a very nice collection. You can download books from there and also print books. A lot of very good books are there. They're all for free. So you can just Google Digital Library of India, DLI. So you just look around. You can search for books. You can, So that's from where I got this book. It has, of course, just like Devdasji's books, it has some good notes. It also has, this. I looked at the English translation. It's like follows more word for word, which is what we need. So we'll use Devdas if we need to. We'll also use this one. So that's what you're seeing on the screen right now. Okay. Okay. So looking at this verse 46 last time, Bhajyamanam Mattimatra Karshanat Tena Vajra Purushaswanan Dhanuho Bhargavaya Dridhamanyave Punaha Kshatramudyatam Iva Nyavedayatayo. One more time. Bhajyamanam Mattimatra Karshanat Tena Vajra Purushaswanan Dhanuho Bhargavaya Dridhamanyave Punaha Kshatramudyatam Iva Nyavedayatayo. Before we go ahead, simple Sandhi reminder between this Punar and Kshatram. Look at the Sandhi, we can start our document for the day. We have to be cognizant of one rule. You want to take some Kartik Sandhi between these two? The Punar and Kshatram. Let's see, Kartik unmuted.
Yes, Satish, you can.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, let's say Punar plus.
Hello.
Yes. Punar plus. I think there's something wrong with your mic today, Kartik. Kshatram. Okay. So now what we do is that we can take this.
I will have.
Yeah, go ahead. I think your mic's not working properly, Kartik. Anyway, so the Punar, I'll do it. It's okay, I'll do it. Punar plus Kshatram. What happens here is that this Refa is not from the Pratyaya Ru, from the Adesha, I should say, because of the Adesha Ru comes Sasajusho Ruhu. Is the Adesha comes from the Sakara, Padanta Sakara gets the Ru Adesha. But this Pradipatikam itself is Punar. This was not a Sakara to begin with and got the Adesha Ru by Sasajusho Ruhu. So 8266, which is what we always apply to get the Ru Adesha in place of the Sakara, Padanta Sakara, Sasajusho Ruhu. But that is not being used here because this is a Rephanta Pradipatikam, Punar Kshatram. So we just start from here. And all we have to use now is Karavasana Yor Visarjaniyaha. Karavasana Visarjaniyaha. So we'll get Punaha and then Kshatram. So Punaha plus Kshatram. So now we should get Visarjaniyasya Saha. Visarjaniyasya Saha. That should have been, I'm sorry, Visarjaniyasya Saha. So here we have used Karavasanayor Visarjaniyaha. Karavasanayor Visarjaniyaha, which is 8315. Because the Ksha is obviously a sanyoga of Kakara and Mudhanya Shakara. So because the Ka is part of the Kar, Pratyahara, because it's a Kathora Varna, it's a hard consonant, we got Karavasanayor Visarjaniyaha. Visarjaniyasya Saha. So when we get the Kar letter following, we get Visarjaniyasya Saha. But there's some special rule. Let's go through that section, Visarjaniyasya Saha. So we applied 8.3, 8.3.15, Karavasana Visajaniyaha. Then you had the Visajaniyasya Saha. That would have been the normal way to go, Visajaniyasya Saha. Would have been this one. Okay? And then we should have had the Kupvoha Kafpaucha. That's what we should have normally had. But the special rule it apply here is 8.3.35. Sharpare Visajaniyaha. Sharpare Visajaniyaha. So what this says is that it says, Sharpare Khari. So if you have a shar, the khar shar consonant, we put that in the document. So you should have if you have a sanyukta vyanjanam, which is the first member is a khar and second member is a shar, and that one mostly appears with the ksha. That's the most common one. So if you put it down here. So for 8.3.35, we need this combination. We need the if you have khar plus a shar, so conjunct following conjunct. So now that means that we should have a hard consonant plus sibilant. Basically, in English terms, hard consonant plus the shar sibilant. If you have this conjunct, in that case, what happened? Visajaniya adeshaha. In place of Visajaniya, put Visajaniya adeshaha. This is apavada for all other vidhis. Let's look at the vritti of this one for a second. So basically, what will happen here is I will remain as punaha kshatram. So Visajaniya adeshaha. You don't get any of the other rules. It just remains as the Visajaniya. So 8.3.35, let's look at the vritti of 8.3.35 quickly. This is an important sandhi rule, comes in Gita also. Basically what it means is that Visarga has to be pronounced clearly as it is. I'll give you an example in the Gita soon. Let me see if we can look at the vritti of this. Okay, so 8.3.35, let's see if we can find this one. Interesting rule because it's in place of Visarjaniya. The Visajaniya comes. But the idea of that is that no other vidhi should be applied in this case. So Sharpare Visajaniya, look at the vritti of that, says Sharpare Khari Parataha. So Sharpare Khari Parataha. There's a khar letter following which has a shar right behind it. It's a sanyukta vyanjanam. Visajaniyasya Visajaniya adesha bhavati. So that's what it says. And it says no iti vaktavye. Instead of saying Visajaniyasya saha doesn't happen. No iti vaktavye. Visajaniyasya Visajaniya adesha vidhanam. Vikara nivrityartham. So any vikara should not stay. The Visajaniya should stay Visajaniya. Vikara nivrityartham. Tena. By that, jivva mulya upadmadhiyo na bhavataha. So by that jivva mulya and upadmadhiyo, so what this vritti is saying is that if you look a couple of rules below, you have voho kafpaucha. Now, if Panini didn't say, if the prior rule to 8.3.35 was Visajaniyasya saha. So Panini could have said that no. So Sharpare no. But then if you said that, then still the Vikalpa would have come possibly by 8.3.37. Truppoho kafpaucha. We're saying Visajaniyasya Visajaniya adeshaha. So Tena Jivva mulya upadmaniyo na is what the vritti says. That means there will be no this sarva vikara nivrityartham. That means there will be no vikara of this. Jivva mulya upadmaniyo na bhavataha. So that's what happens. So now in Bhagavad Gita, is a good example is Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha Chinna Dvaidha. Once you had a Gita chanting competition, I think it was Chinmaya Mission, I think we had decided that anybody who knows this rule, Sharpare Visajaniya, should get the first prize. But unfortunately, it was not their fault because they were not taught any of this. So, in fact, one lady told me also, I think you're making up all these rules. I said, no, I'm not making up all these rules. These are Panini's rules, but nobody follows them. That's the thing. So, Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha. So, Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha. Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha. Rishayaha. It's chapter 5 called Rishayaha Kshinakal. No, why is this not? Labante Brahma Nirvanam Rishayaha. Okay, let me search like this. See, when the letter goes through some sandhi, you have to search in such a way that you escape the sandhi part. Rishayaha, Rishayaha, Kshinakal Mashvaha. Okay, it's chapter 5. Here it is. Okay, next one. Okay, Lavante Brahma Nirvanam Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha. If you look at the Mantra Pushpam book, it will put a comma over there. So that means that the Visarga should be pronounced as Visarga. You almost imagine like there's a danda over there, Imagine this Avasanam is there, right? So if the Avasanam was there, you would get Karavasana, your Visarjaniyaha. So Visarga would say Visarga only. So you just imagine like an Avasanam is there. So after this, Lavante Brahma Nirvanam Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha. So this and yes.
Satish ji.
Yes.
Chapter 17, 25.
Okay.
I noticed two of them. I don't know whether they are legitimate or not.
Let's take a look. 1725. Saditya Bisandhaya Phalmyantavakriyaha. Where is the ksha over here?
Vividaha kriyante. That kriya.
It should be a kar shar conjunct.
Oh, okay.
Only kar plus shar, because shar pare visarjaniyaha. Atra shar nasti.
So it has to be samyukta aksharam with a kar and a shah.
And a shar. So and really, as a practical matter, 99% only this ksha is the most common. In fact, Gita only ksha. It's difficult because there are words like saruhu, tasa, consonant. There are some other words, but they are very uncommon. Of course, the ksha is very common, So that, quite common. So that will be the one that will be the. In fact, if you can just remember a simple way like that if the ksha follows, then leave the visarga as a visarga. Don't touch it. So we will put in a document like that. So most common example. So most of the time, it will be the letter with the conjunct ksha. So remember like that, because there are some other rules, but the ksha is 99% with ksha only. So anyway, so that was a reminder for you. May put the Gita shloka. So think of it like an avasana is falling. So there's nothing falling rather. So it will be 5 dot. Let me go back to that. I think it was 525 or something. Yeah, 525. 525. Okay. So that's just a primer for you. Reminder for you. So sarpare visarjaniyaha. It comes right. So sarpare visarjaniyaha is 8335. Sarpare visarjaniyaha. Okay, so because if you look at the Ashtadhyayi, all these rules are coming in that section, which is in 8.3, because we are in the Padasya Adhikaraha. So the one that we use all the time is this one, of course, the Karavasana Visarjaniyaha. Then we normally use only if kar is falling, Visarjaniyasya saha. But then Sharpare Visarjaniyaha is an apavara for that, it remains a Visarga. Okay, let's go back to the shloka and continue from there. So anyway, this one is between two padas. This natural virama is already there, so you don't have to worry about it. These are easier, of course, because Bhargavaya Dridhamanyave Punaha Kshatram Ujjatam Iva Nyavedayata. Of course, it's repeating one more time that, please repeat this shlokas loudly and clearly. That's a simple thing you can do. If you know how to read, there is really no excuse not to know this language. You can keep on reading, and then you can read Vyakaranam books also same way. And you will get more and more and more and more and more. So, and of course, if you have any question, you can also ask or post on the groups. We'll answer as best as we can. So always read loudly, including Tika also. Because you can read Siddhanta Kaumudi, you can read the Tika, you can read Kashika, Pani Sutrani. You can read them all. You will not understand the meaning. It's okay. Read the same sentence 3, 4, 5 times, slowly, and you will get some parts of it. Particularly all of you in this class already know more than enough. to read more and more. So let's see the tika na bhajyamanam iti. It's also a good seva for these acharyas. Remember that. If you have the seva bhava, if you have, so do seva of these kavis, of these acharyas, of these vyakarana acharyas, other people, and that you'll get their grace also. Starting with Panini, so if you do his seva by reading his sutram that he has composed, even just if you read the seva to him, that will give you knowledge. So bhajyamanam iti. So tena equals ramena, we saw it last time. So tena pratipatikam is tat. It's a sarvanama shabda. Sarvanama shabda means stands for a nama shabda. So always stop and find out what is behind it. I've said this many times, but it is very obvious thing. But always stop and think. It may not be that obvious, you may not find it. It's okay, leave it pending. But there is something behind it, because otherwise it does not have its own gender number case. Now, as we said, there are only two kinds of words in this language: tingantam and subantam. Because suptingantam padam. Suptingantam padam. Now there are only two ways. There is no third branch to that. Only suptingantam padam. There are only two kinds of that. Of course, that's not the only place where you get padasanya. But if you think of a completed word, suptingantam padam, 1414 is here, suptingantam padam. Now, within the subantam, so you can always, when you take any completed form, you ask, is it subantam, is it tingantam? Now, that also may not be very unambiguous at times, like a word like gacchati. So gacchati can qualify as tingantam padam, can also qualify subantam padam. It can be saptami ekvachanam of gachat pradivadikam. But from the context you will know. Most of the time it will be pretty obvious. But find out which one it is. That's very simple task. Very simple task. And of course, tingantam padam will be very few. So, subanta padani bahuni bhavanti. Many, there will generally be only like one tingantam padam in the vakyam. As a general rule, there will be only one tingantam padam. Let's look at what we have right now, because the remaining all will be subanta padani. So, bhajyamanam, that's subanta padam. Ati matra karshanat, subanta padam. Tena subantam. Vajra parushasvanam subantam. Dhanuho subantam. Bhargavaya subantam. Dridamanyave subantam. Punaha also subantam. Kshatram subantam. Udyatam subantam. Iva also subantam. Ni avedayata. This avedayata, that's the one which is the only tingantam padam. So for that we could exercise for you. Go through Bhagavad Gita and just underline the subanta padani, tinganta padani. That's first thing. And the next level what you can do is that any subantam padam, you find out, is it an adjective or is it a nama shabda? Is there something behind it? Or that's the second, when you go to subanta branch, you go one way or the other. So it is visheshanam atva sarvanama shabda asti chet tasya anyaha adhara bhavedeva. So swatantriyam nasti tasya shabdasya. Doesn't have the independence. Then let's take the example again. So bhajyamana is an adjective. Because bhajyamana is a kudanta form, it's depending on dhanuhu. So bhajyamana, that's dependent. Ati matra karshana, that's a noun. Karshanam is a noun. Then tena is a pronoun. It's also dependent. Then vajra parusha swanam, it's a bahuvrihi compound, we see from the list down here. That also is an adjective. Depends on dhanuhu. Then bhargavaya is a noun. Bhargavaya. You technically see now, sometimes it becomes a gray area. Because bhargava also can technically be an adjective, isn't it? Because bhargava, anybody who is the descendant of Bhrigu become bhargava. So technically that also an adjective. So there is some gray area. So bhargavaya. Yudhamanyave is also an bahuvri compound, is an adjective. Puna is an avyayam, so that's not an adjective. Nakshatram is a noun. Udyatam is an adjective depending on kshatram. Iva is an avyayam and ni is also an avyayam. So your second step will be among the subandha padani. Find out which are the nama shabda which have independence and which don't. That will be the second step. You can also do one more step, which is that which one is an avyayam and which one is not. It's also an interesting thing. The avyayas are nice and easy to understand. In the beginning stages, they connect like cha, na, iva, punaha. Very nice eva. You can pick up these easy words. So now they're in your bag, so you can use them as, see, the more, as I said, the more weapons we have to attack the problem, we need to have more and more and more pointers. That's all we're trying to do in the class. Finally, we have to get the meaning. What is the abhipraya? What is the vivaksha of the kavi? That's the final we're trying to understand, answer that question. So that's also because Avyas and not Avya questions available to you, even in Siddhanta Kaumudi, which is our main grammar text. Let's not forget that anytime. Siddhanta Kaumudi is our main text. The only problem is that the moment people pick up Siddhanta Kaumudi, they will be very afraid to put it down because it's too difficult. So hopefully after you attend this class for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, you can study Kaumudi on your own. After that, you don't need the class in a way because you can study on your own. That's what also another objective of this class is to read the Tika, read the Bhashyam, read Kaumudi with the Tika on your own. Then you're all set because you can do and read on your own. So the Kaumudi also has a section on Avyayam. So Avyaya Prakriya is there, Avibhaga is there, Prakaranam is there. So that also gives you a nice, because the Kaumudi is a complete grammar of the language, the complete grammar, including Vedic Swaras, including Linganushasana, including Gunadi Sutrani, including Fit Sutrani. Everything is Siddhanta Kaumudi has it. So it claims to, and it, for the most part, it is. So any question in grammar, you should be able to say, which page of Kaumudi is it? Tell me that. You have only one book. It's not a big book also. So if you just hold that book in your hand, you should be able to point to a page in the Kaumudi and say, this answer is here. This answer is here. This answer is here. Then, that's what we can do. So there also the Avya Prakaranam is there. All Avyas are given over there. You can also pick them out. So let's continue. Yes, these are small things, but they are, worth practicing because they give you more inroads into the sentence. So Tena Ramena. So Tena Ramena Atimatra Karshanat. This Karshanam was done by Rama. So by Rama, Atimatra Karshanat, pulling by Rama. Atimatra Karshanat is, there's no commentary. There's no commentary. So let's actually, if you look at some other commentary, the way they give it as, Atimatra Karshanat is that Matram Atikrantam Atimatram. So Matram Atikrantam Atimatram. Okay, now what kind of compound is that? Matram Atikrantam Atimatram. But here also even the, okay, so let's put the Vigraha Vakyam here because Malinath has not given it, but some other comment is given there. I also got a couple of books which have some good notes in that. So from the Vigraha Vakyam, is that you, Karthik?
Can you hear me now, Radhiji?
Yeah, we're better now. Yes, good. Okay.
Okay.
So what kind of
I
compound?
just changed out my phone.
Yeah, something was wrong with the earlier audio.
Yes.
Now that you have it, what a compound is this?
This is Avyayi Bhava Samasa?
No, it's not. No. Atimatram. Atimatram. Matram Atikrantam Atimatram. What kind of compound will be this? In fact, because this is not an Avyam, this is to create Avya Bhava Samasa. You need to create an Avyam, Karthik. This is not
Supsupa, maybe?
Not Supsupa either. No. In fact, let me finish this one. Matram Atikrantam. So Atimatram Cha Tat Karshanam. The next one is, that one is easy. What kind of compound is that? Atimatram Cha Tat Karshanam. See, what I'm trying to get to is that these are all canned formulas. The Vigraha Vakyam of each kind of samasa is well defined. So if you learn to recognize that, the trick part is that you have to look at the Vigraha Vakyam and connect to what kind of samasa it is. They will not give you the sutram. They will also not mention the samasa prakaraha. So that is the hard part. So we have to have like a book. In fact, we have a book. Maybe we'll do it sometime in the class. You should take each Vigraha Vakyam and be able to label the kind of samasa it is. And also, once you know the samasa, you can also go to the sutram. So how about this one? This one easy one, Karthik. Atimatram.
Karmadharaya Samasa.
Very good. Karmadharya samasa. Adjective noun. Okay. So Karmadharya. So this sutra will be, of course, the usual Visheshanam Visheshyena Bahulam. Karmadharya Samasa. Karmadharya Samasa. So remember this Vigraha Vaksham now. See, it is that there, of course, sometimes there's some small variations, Atimatram cha adaha karshanam cha. They might have, so it will be like a cha in this, It is this, and the same thing is also that. There will be this pronoun over here. Pronoun. Atimatram tat karshanam. Means that same thing is the karshanam. As opposed to Ramascha Lakshmanascha Rama Lakshmanau. There also is a cha in there. The Pani Sutram says char the dvandvaha. But it doesn't have the pronoun. That same thing it is. Of course, Rama Lakshmana are two different things. Which is Atimatam cha tat karshanam. That same thing is the karshanam. So we have Samajikaranam. Samajikaranam Tatpurusha is Karmadharya. So let's go to a couple of sutras here while Karthik is thinking about the first one. Karmadharya Samasa, I think this number is 2157. Visheshanam Visheshyena Bahulam. Simply speaking, it's adjective noun. So Atimatram is adjective to karshanam. So let's look at this one. 2157 Visheshanam Visheshyena Bahulam. And the Karmadharya compound is defined in the first adhyaya. Here's the number for that also. Tatpurusho, no, sorry, that's not the one. In the first chapter. Okay, Tatpurushaha Samadhikaranaha Karmadharyaha. So that one is the sutram. So Tatpurusha with Samadhikaranam is there. It's the Karmadharya compound. So that be 1242. It only defines the what is the Purusha compound. 1242. Now also you heard from me many times is that any samasa you have to find a sutram in 2.1 or 2.2. Within that, from 2.122 to 2.222 is Tatpurushaha. Within that also, towards the end of 2.1 is where Panini starts this Samadhikaranam. I think it starts from 2.1 around 40 something. I think it may be 49 or so. From 2.149, Purvakalaika Sarva Jarat Purana Navakevalaha Samadhikaranena. So basically this section from 2.149 to end of 2.1 up to which is 2.172 Mayura Vyamsakala Yascha. So this is the Karmadharya compound section of 2.149 to 2.172. So 2.149 to 2.172. These are all small sections. Only 24 rules. You can easily flip through them and find out which rules are there. Of course, some of them have some Vartikam, some of them might be extended. But the entire Samasa Prakaranam is only 100 odd sutras. If you can master that, you can really get, the Samasa Prakarana Kaushalyam Jayeta. Sutra Patanat, Punah Patanat. It will be like one page. Literally be like a one page in your hand. You can just keep on reading the sutra and understand the gist of it, of each sutram. You can quickly, because most people don't study samasas in detail. They look at it and they say, well, it might be something, and leave it like that. This is the Karmadharya Samasa. Okay, so Karthik, what's your verdict on this one, the first one?
I'm not sure. Is it Gati Samasa? I'm just guessing.
No, the Gati is that, Gati is only when the Kriya Yoga, right?
Okay.
Kriya Yoga. So this is not there. So what this is a Paradi Samasa. Kugati Pradya. Sutram is the same. Kugati Pradya, 2-18. So these Pradis can be used, Kugati Pradya. So the Kugati Pradya, which will be 2-18. Kugati Pradya. Kugati Pradya. Let's look at the Vyachyanam of this Pradya. So let's see. Atikranta. Okay. Matram Atikrantam. So what happens is that when these pradis are used such that there is another Krudanta Padam in there, Dhatu is there, which is implied but is not being shown. Simple example is Pracharyaha. Pra means like like a headmaster, right? Pracharyaha. So like Pradhyapakaha. So Pragataha Acharyaha Pracharyaha. So that pra is not qualifying Dhatu Char in Pracharyaha. is qualified in dhatu gam, which is understood, which is not mentioned, not to be seen right now. So that is what happens when these paradis are used to compound with another term, and there the prasantam has been dropped. It's implied in that pra. So that is what we have. These let's look at 2-18. Let's go there for a second. Look at the okay. Look at the 2-18. Now there are a number of vartikams on there. Which one of these pradayas can be used in what meanings? These are almost like bahuvaris. It's almost like bahuvaris. Kugati pradayaha. Look at the vyakhyanam on that. So pradayaha. Durnindayam dushpurushaha. So, and there is this, so these vartikams over here. See, pradayaha, gatadhyarthe prasamaya. So these pradis can be used in the gatadhyarthe, prasamaya, with something in the prathama. So pragataha, acharyaha, paracharyaha. What one do we have right now? We have this atikrantam matram. So this is in dvitiya is being used here. Atikrantam matram is atimatram. So now we need a vatikam to do that. And that's the next one will be atyadayaha. See, this is what we need right now. Atyadayaha krantadhyarthe dvitiyaya. Atikrantah khatvam atikhatvaha. Atimalaha. So that is the vartikam that we need, because we have to be able to convey that meaning with that paradi. That meaning of this means to go beyond, to transgress, to exceed. Atimala has strange compound. I guess one who's beyond the mala. I guess one who's maybe his comeliness or his loveliness of form is beyond that of the mala. Atimalaha. So atikranta khatva atikhatvaha. So this is the one atikrant. So atyadayaha, ati, etc. These pradis in the use the kranta dhyarthe. In these meanings with the dvitiyantam padam they can use. So this is what we need. We put that over here. You can copy paste that. So 2-18, 18 there will be a vartikam. Vartikam. This vartikam is atyadayaha kranta dhyarthe dvitiyaya. So that's the one that we need. So atikrantam matram is atimatram. The question, Karthik, is that now, how do you make it atimatram? Atimatra, I should say. Atimatra. So rasatam katham jayate. What do you think, Karthik?
Does it get a napumsakalinga by any?
No, napusalinga doesn't get. Because napusalinga only for samahara. So this is not samahara. So now, what sutta we normally use for bahuvari is? Like in Gita example, my favorite example, Sita Pradnyasya ka bhasha. So Sita Pradnyaha. So that became a short at the end. So Gostriyo Rupasarjanasya. Gostriyo Rupasarjanasya. That's the sutta that we use for bahuvari to make the rasva at the end. Gostriyo Rupasarjanasya. And that sutram is here. So if you have the single pradipadikam go, or if you have a stripatyantam, then that becomes rasva. It should be pratipadikantam also. Pratipadikantam if you have a go shabdaha, or if you have a upasarjana, which is the goes to upasarjana. Sorry. So if you have, let's look at the vatikam. So if you have the go shabda or stripatyanta shabda at the end, it should be at the end of the pratipadikam. If you have the upasarjana sanya, so it goes to upasarjanasya. Now we need to get a sutram to get the upasarjana sanya. So that's what we will look at. So let's look at the 1-48. Goes triyoho upasarjanasya. Very, very important. This is a very, very common sutram. Any bahuvari compound, basically at the ending vowel will become, if it's a feminine term at the end, it becomes short. Feminine term at the end becomes short. So goes triyo upasarjanasya. Look at the okay, upasarjanam yo go shabdaha. If you have the go shabda upasarjanam. Okay. And can you read these commentaries, please? Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, Kashika, Nyasaha, read these commentaries. They're beautifully written. They'll give you, and they will also teach you how to speak Sanskritam also. To speak Sanskritam well, Shishta Prayogaha. You have to, so Shishta Anusaraniya Shishta Prayogaha. How the Shishtas speak, how do the scholars speak, and that you can get from the books and from the Vyakarana Tikas, or even like this, what we're doing now with Raghuvamsham, with Malinas, etc. You should read more and more and more and more and more and more and more of those. Like you do in English. You listen to English people speaking, and you speak the same way. So same thing here. You read how they write, and you speak the same way after that. So, Upasajanam yogo shabdaha. Stri pratyantam cha. Tadantasya. Prajapadikasya rasvasyat. If I look at the example, atimaraha. So we can use the example atimatram also, right here. So we still need to find out how we get the upasajana sanya. That will be our next topic. But gosajanam yo go shabda. Upasajanam yo go shabda. Excuse me. Upasajanam yo go shabda. Si pratyantam cha. Tadantasya. Prajapadikasya rasvasyat. In fact, many people memorize these vrittis. When my teacher used to teach, he used to have the vritti memorized. So immediately, if it is sutram, the next thing they immediately spit out the vritti after that. Just like da, 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 da. So now then they check each word in the vritti is checked. So now it's very hard to catch them the wrong foot. They say upasajanam yogo shabdaha si pratyantancha tadantasya prajapadikasya rasvasyat. You keep on doing that, you'll also get a lot of knowledge slowly. Okay, now the question is that how do we get the upasajana sanya? This is where we need some special rule over here. Normally what we use is that this one, 1, 2, 4. The good news is it's right in this section, right behind it. Prathama nirdishtam samasa upasajanam. So in the samasa vidhayaka sutram, the prathama nirdishtam, that will get the upasajana sanya, the sanya. So now that is used for bahuvris most of the time. Because the sutram bahuvri is anekam anya padarte, 2 to 24. Anekam anya padarte. That anekam, that padam, in the samasa vidhayaka sutram, that padam is prathama nirdishtam. So whatever is indicated by that will get the upasajana sanya. It says anekam. So every pada and bahuvri gets, as a general rule, gets the upasajana sanya. Okay, we're not doing bahuvri. Which sutram do you have? We use kugatip pradayaha. Kugatip pradayaha. So the kugatip pradaya is prathama nirdishtam. By that the ati will get the upasajana sanya. But we want upasajana sanya for the matra. Because the matra is at the end, ati matra. So this sutram will not give upasajana sanya for matra. It will give the upasajana only for that ati. Because of kugatip pradaya sutram that we use, kugatip pradaya is the prathama bahuvachanam. So this sutram 1-243, prathama nirdishtam samasa upasajanam will only give the upasajana sanya to the ati, not to matra. And we want this upasajana matra because we want to use 1-48 to make the rasa vidhanam. So then next sutram is that eka vibhakti cha purva nipate. Eka vibhakti cha purva nipate. What this means is that in the, if you look at the vigraha vakyam of this samasa, it says what? Matram atikrantam. So matram atikrantam. So if you want to make, then this is qualifying the karshanam. Okay, it is a drawing of the bowstring, which is beyond measure, excessive. English excessive, but which had transgressed the measure, beyond measure. Now this will be prathama ekvachanam, matram atikrantam dhanu. To make it dvitiya, matram atikrantam dhanu, again will not change because the dvitiya is the same form. But if you make it tritiya, matram atikrantena dhanusha. Chaturthi, matram atikrantaya dhanushe. Panchami, matram atikrantad dhanusha. Shashti, matram atikrantasya dhanusha. Then Saptami, matram atikrante dhanushi. In this, all of these vigraha vakyams, the matram stays the same. If we have a situation where one thing is staying the same and the other one is keeping on changing like that, in that case you can use this sutram which says that It is eka vibhakti cha purva nipate. So that niyata vibhakti, that one which doesn't change, will also get upasajana sanya, but that upasajana sanya cannot be used for purva nipatanam. What does that mean? Because the sutram is in 2.2 upasajanam purvam. Okay, upasajanam has all the main, one of the main uses of getting upasajana sanya. Upasajanam purvam is that in the compound, how do you decide which term goes first, which term goes second? And this is a sutram which says upasajanam purvam. So anything with upasajana sanya will go purvam. Of course, in the Bahuvri, as we mentioned, everything upasajana sanya, same in Dvandva also. So for that, there are special rules down here. So Panini has to compose special rules in the case of Dvandva and also in Bahuvri. So there are these special rules down here because in there, every padam gets the upasajana sanya. But here, upasajanam purvam, what Panini is saying is that this upasajana sanya which Matra got, because of the niyata vibhakti, eka vibhakti, that cannot be used to make the purva nipatanam. So that is why the by 1 to 43, the ati got the upasajana sanya because of the pratama nirdishtam samas upasajanam. And ati will go first because of the upasajanam purvam. By 1 to 44, eka vibhakti cha purva nipate, even the matra got the upasajana sanya, but that says apurva nipate. It cannot be used to purva nipatanam. So it can only be used basically for that 1 to 48 can use it, but we cannot use 2 to 30 with the that upasajana sanya which comes from 1 to 44. So I know it's a bit complicated, but that's why we have the class. So 1 to 44 is the one that we need. Eka vibhakti cha purva nipate. And that is cannot be used for the upasajanam purvam, but it can be used for 1 to 48. Goes to your upasajanasya. By 1 to 44, 1 to 48, actually you can then we get this final form 1 to, so ati. Actually technically here, if you want to do the technical vigraha vakyam, we should do matra plus am. There are two kinds of vigraha vakyam. One is the what is called the laukika vigraha, which is what you read in the commentaries and all that. Also is the alaukika vigraha, technical one. So matra plus am, atikranta plus tu. So what you do. And of course, as usual, you do 1 to 40, 1 to 46, which is the truth and the samasascha. Then 2, 4, 71, which is supo dhatu pradipika yoho, that and the su will go away. You get the pradipika sanya by again, and you get a new pratyaya su. Then ato will become ati matram. So ati matram. So we will keep it ati matra for now. Actually ati matra, and there we have to use this 1 to 44, 1 to 48. We'll get the Rasva Vidhanam.
Satish ji?
Yes.
Is that matra plus or am?
Matra plus Dvitiya, right? Matra, Dvitiya.
Okay.
Dvitiya, correct. So, we got that 1 to 44. Okay. Let's go back to this. So anyway, just some review for you. It's a Pradi Samasaha. What is Pradi Samasaha? And the Pradi that are used on their own when implying equivalent for them in there. Look at 2 to 18. Look at the what comes in there. In what meanings can these various things be used? So in Pratama, what meanings can be used? Vitya, what meanings can be used? And then you can, of course, remember the 1 to 44. This is specifically for these kind of compounds. They're almost like Bahuvrihis. Almost like Bahuvrihis. But now let's look at, in fact, let's look at one more small thing. Is that, is this a Bahuvri actually or is it not? Like a word like Vidhava, right? So Vigataha, Dhavaha, Yes, Yasaha. So the Kartik word difference between this and that? Looks about the same. Yes,
But here, here I think we are not converting a noun into an adjective.
Basically, the thing is, Kartik, it has to be Anya Pada Pradhana Bahuvrihi. The word atikranta is in the compound here. It's an adjective. It is directly qualifying dhanuhu, not the matra. In vidhava, what we have, vigataha, dhavaha, yasya, yasyaha, sa, that vigata is qualifying the dhavaha, not that nari. So here atikranta is directly qualifying dhanuhu. So the pradhanyam is with the atikranta. So he is the one which is directly qualifying the dhanuhu. In vidhava, what happens is that the vigataha doesn't qualify the pradhana padam, which is the nari. It qualifies only the husband, dhavaha. So that the anyapada pradhanatvam is not there here. In the vidhava, it is there because neither vigataha nor dhavaha are talking about the nari. Talking only about the husband, dhavaha. Well, here the atikrantam is directly talking about dhanuhu directly right here. It's very confusing. Otherwise, you might think this is like what's doing with this and bahuvari. Looks to be the same. It's not the same. Because in bahuvari, you have to have anyapada pradhanatvam. This is not like that. So that's why these are tatpurusha compounds. They're not bahuvaris. But they have certain features of the bahuvaris, like for the one which we just saw, making the rasa vidhanam. They have that. So they're technically, their little overlap is there. But the main difference is that this is not anyapada pradhana. There is a term in the compound itself which is directly qualifying the pradhana padam. Okay, so let's continue. So now we have let's see where we are. Okay, atik matra karshana. So we did a karmadharya compound. So ati matran chatat karshanam and karshanat. This is the hetav because due to that bhajyamanam. So dhatu is bhanj. So how do you do this one, Karthik? Can you take this one?
Yeah, I can try.
We have, okay, so dhatu is bhanj.
We have to bring lat.
Very good. Bhanj plus lat. Latashatrishana chava prathama samadhikarne. Latashatrishana prathama samadhikarne. So for this shana is an adesh for lat. Let's start with dhatu. Actually, technically speaking, bha, na, ja. The one more thing is that these dhatus, which have these pancham varna in a conjunct, they're really nakaras only. So what is that? There is a paribhasha which says that nakara janyau anuswara panchamau jali dhatushu. One more time. It's on. So there is this paribhasha like Suttam which says that these panchama and the anuswaraha, they are nakarjanya. They came from a nakara. When jali dhatushu. So if you have a page volume 2 in Bhaimi on page 252, I think it's let me find it. Let me find the page for you. But it basically says that this, if you see a pancham or anuswaraha in the dhatu followed by a jal, in that case, that is to be understood as a nakara actually there. So really, it's a nakara, which is that has become the page 250 of volume 2. So it says that nakara jau. So nakara jau. So not jinn, nakara jau. So nakara jati nakara jaha. Nakara jau anuswara panchamo jali dhatu. So if you have a dhatu which has a anuswara pancham varna, anuswara or a pancham varna, so in that case it should be understood it is actually a nakara, jali dhatu show, followed by jal. So if you when you look at this dhatu bhanj, even a dhatu pasha might have it like this, it might have it like this one, like this, bhanj like this. But really that Chacha Jasinya is Nakar Jaha. So until we get to the Tripadi Karyam of the Nashchapalantasya Jali, Anuswasa Jali, Anuswasa Jali Parasavarnaha, that should be kept as Nakara. The entire Sapa Saptajai, keep the Nakara there. There are certain rules might change that Nakara, might drop the Nakara. So for the Sapa Saptadhyayi, you should only keep it as a Nakara, not as a Panchavarna, not Anuswara. That only comes in the Tripadi section when you do the Nashcha Pradantasya Jali, Anuswara Parasavarna. So let's keep it as Bha, Na, Ja, Vanja. Okay? Okay? Then let's bring in the Lat Lakara, Vartamani Lat.
Vartamani Lat.
Okay.
And then because of Vivaksha is Karmani, we'll have to bring Shanach by Latash Shatra Shanacha.
Yes. So, Pratama Samadhikarane. Because the author wants to express a present participle, Vartamani Kridantaha, two choices, Shatru Shanach, 3-124, Patangana Vatmanipadam. If you use the in Apanipadam, the Ana has to be used, and because of Bhava Karmanoho, anything in the passive in this language only can use Apanipadam. Remember that. Very important rule is the Bhava Karmanoho. So let's look at these two rules here. So 3-124. Shatrushana Chava Pratama Samadhikarane. So in case of Lat, it can be Shatrushana Pratama Samadhikarane. So actually this is Pratama Samadhikarane, but you know the next sutram, the prior sutram was Lat, this one is Lat. So Lat iti Vartamane, Kudan Lat Grahanam. So Kvachit Pratama Samadhikarane api bhavati. Atidesha. So what do we have? We do have this Bhajyamanam Dhanuhu. Dhanu is Pratama Samadhikaranam. In fact, she says Dhanu is a Kartru. Dhanu is a subject of Nyavedayata. So, Lat iti Vartamani, Punar Lat Grahanam, Kvachit Pratama Samadhikarane api. Iti Vyakhyanam. So we have to, so even though this is not satisfied for us because the Anuvartamana of Lat, that's the excuse that is given to justify it, even sometimes in Pratama Samadhikarane. There are two other sutras down here which if you can use those, that's the other way of justifying the Pratama Samadhikarana. Which is a Hetu or Lakshana. Probably won't fit too well over maybe, so we can try those. Otherwise, you have to use this, which is what the Punargrahanam, Lataha Punargrahanam, to justify the Pratama Samadhikarane. Anyway, so then what we did was this Tangana, Laf Parasne Padam, Tangana Vatmani Padam. Laf Parasne Padam, Tangana Vatmani Padam. So any La Adeshaha gets the Parasne Padam Sanya. But then Tangana Vatmani Padam. The Tang, which is the Ta, Atam, Jha, the latter 9 of the Ting Pratyahara, and the Ana, Tangana Vatmani Padam. They get Japani Sanya. And what happens is that by 1.3.13, we say that Bhava Karmanoho either in the passive, Bhava or Karma. And that's the Vivaksha is that, in that case, you can only use Atmanipadam. So by 1.3.13, along with that 1.4.100, we have to use the Anapatyaha. Okay, so we now have Bhanja plus Ana. So what have we used here? We have used the Rashatra Chava, Pratama Samanadhikarane, and we also use Bhava Karmanoho and Tangana Vatmanipadam. Okay, what's the next step, Pratik?
Tingshit Sarvadhatukam, and because of Sarvadhatuka Sanya, we get Sarvadhatuke Yak.
Sarvadhatuke Yak. Very good. Sarvadhatuke Yak. This is the prior sutram to Kartari Shap. So prior to Kartari Shap is Sarvadhatuke Yak. So we now get Bhanj plus Katya Yak, of course in the Yak by Halantyam. So Kakara Sitsanya. So we get this Ana. Of course in the Anach, the Shanach. I should say Shanach, because actually the Shanach Pratyaya. The Shanach because of the Lashakvatadite Halantyam. So only Ana iti avashishyate. Anubandha lope Ana. So next step, Kartik.
We'll have Aniditam Hala Upadhaya Agniti.
Very good. That's the one that you need over here. So 3.167. What Kartik is saying is 6.424. 6.424. 6 times 424. 6.424. So it is basically, it means that Aniditam that the nakara which in dhatu vanj should not have been coming from the e as an it. What sutra will give that sutra that if you had e as an it, what sutra brings in the nakara over there?
Idito num dhatoho.
Idito num dhatoho. Very good. Idito num dhatoho. So if the dhatu has the e as an it, then by idito num dhatoho, you get the idito num dhatoho. Here 7158. Idito num dhatoho. That sutram says if the dhatu has an e as an it, then tasya dhatoho num iti agamo bhavati. Now the 6424 says that this rule will only, the 6424 will only apply to a nakara which has not come by the e as an it. It should be, sakshat pachita dhatu pathe. It should be actually then dhatu patha, not through the e as an it. So that is why, because the obvious question you ask is that, why does Panini bother with 7158? Idito num dhatoho. You could put the num right there in the dhatu patha itself. Why just have a e as an it and then bring in the idito num dhatoho? Because he doesn't want the 6424 to come and remove that. So these two nakara, they might look the same, prayoge, but tayoho bheda vartate. So if it comes to idito num dhatoho, then tasya lopo na bhavati. It doesn't get loka by 6424. Anyway, right now our dhatu is vanj, so we are fine. So only the time this is satisfied for us. Then halah upadhayaha. It should be upadha to a hal. It should be ending in a conjunct, and with the hal should be the ending member. Upadha should be nakaraha. The prayasutram na lopaha comes from the prayasutram, nakar lopaha. Then pratyaya form should be kiniti. We have sarvadhatu ke yak. That was a kit pratyaha. So this upadha nakara takes lopaha. 6424. So we get that nakara is gone. So we get bhaj, ya, and an. We need only one more step now. We are done with this.
Anemuk.
Anemuk. The ruti of ataha comes from that. Ato ye yaha. From starts from this will be in 7 from 2. I think ato ye yaha. I think from there comes the anemuk. So ato ye yaha, then ato nitaha, very confusing. Ato nitaha, then anemuk. If you have an adantamangam, right, and the ana is falling in the muk agamaha, because adyanta utakita comes to the end of that angam. So ataha is ataha ato ye yaha, ato nitaha, anemuk. So look at 7282. All is suttam, read the vritti. Get the habit of reading the vritti. Very, very good habit. Read the vritti, understand the vritti. So that will give you the whole, because sutras are very terse and they are very short. But the vritti will give you the whole thing in a sentence. That demystifies sutra for you. It demystifies it, because now you get the full thing in a simple sentence. Simple sentence. It's a good habit. So ane muk might be mysterious to you. Yes, it is. But then look at the vritti. Adantangasya muk agamo syat ane pare. Very simple. Adantangasya muk agama syat ane pare. As simple as that. I don't know why there are two of them. Some kind of error there. Anyway, this is what we need. So okay, so now we get the Anemuk 7 to 82, which we saw. We heard 7 to 82 Anemuk. Require Anandamangam. Otherwise, no. Kurvanaha. They will not get the Mukagamaha. So, but this is one sutram which is violated in the literature sometimes. Sometimes, like in Bhagavatam, you have Kamayanaha, Gopyaha, Kamayanaha. Now, Kamaya, so this is, so it should be, this is Adantamangam, it should be Kamaya Manaha. Parantu Kamayanaha iti prayoga drishyate. So, Samadhanam katham kartavyam. So, Agama Shastra Manityam iti vadanti. So, Agama Shastra Manityam. So, any agamaha is anitya. So that's the way to justify this. So watch out for this sutram being violated in literature. This is one sutram, this muk agamaha will not be honored all the time. Agama shastrasya anityatvat muk agamaha. So kvachit na kriyate api. Okay, so let's go back to what we had. So bhajyamanaha means which is being broken. So it's being broken. The bhajyamanam atikranta karshanat bhajyamanam. The reason why it's being broken, the excessive drawing. So by whom is being broken? By Ramaha. Broken by Ramaha. It's been broken by Ramaha due to excessive pulling. Now Vajra, this one is easy one for the Karthik. Vajra Purusha Swanam. Look at the Vyakhanam. Vajram iva Parushaha. What is the samasa?
This is like that upamanani samanya vachane.
Very good. Upamanani samanya vachane. What kind of samasa is that?
Like mega shyamaha kind of.
But samasa bhedaha, samasa namadhayam. Karmadharya. Karmadharya compound. So it is a harsh sound. Harsh sound. So I'm sorry, no, I should say Vajra Purusha, I take it back. So harsh like the clap of thunder or thunderbolt. Harsh like that. Purusha. Where this comes in Gita, Purusha, a word related to Purusha, not the word Purusha. The Purushasya bhava Parushyam. Is the word Parushyam coming in Gita? Look at the Asuri Sampatti, the people who have demoniac virtues. And Koda Parushyam evacha. Ajnanancha Vijatasya Partha Sampadam Asurim. Chapter 16, number 4. Chapter 16, number 4. Please memorize Gita as much as you can. So you get a lot of vocabulary, lot of grace, lot of samarthyam. So it is chapter 16, number 4. Is that number 4? I'm sorry. Okay, this comes like this. Dambo darpo abhimanascha kodah parushyamevachha ajnanancha vijatasya he partha sampadam asurim. Asurim sampattim abhilakshya jatasya. One who is born with a focus on the asuri sampatti. For him these gunas occur. Durgunaha, dambha, darpaha, abhimanaha, krodha, and parushyam. Parushyam is like harsh words. So here we have Vajram Yo Parushaha, that is the like Meghashyamaha, and there is 2 sutra. When Upamanam is used, Upamanani Samanya Vachanaihi. And then next one is Vyagradi. So here we have the Samanya Vachanam is in the compound. The Parusha is a Samanya Vachanam. So what is the reason why they are compared to each other? Because of the Purusha, because of the Parushyam. So they are both harsh sounds. This sound of the breaking of this bow as well as the Vajram. So let's go to 2-1. So when you see the Eva and the Vigraha, we saw this in a prior class. Once we see the Eva and the Vigraha Vakhyam, think of these 2 rules. Upamana Samanya Vachanaihi and Upamitam Vyagrajibhyas Samanya Prayoge, Samanya Aprayoge, Samanya Prayoge. The Samanya Prayoga is not, the Prayoga of Samanyam is not there. So, like Purusha Vyagra. So, Purusha Vyagra Iva, Kasmat Karanat, you can say, Shauryat, whatever, there must be some reason for that. But the reason why is that the common quality here is not in the compound for the Vyagra. Not only that, look at we can get to practice also our Purunipatanam over here. The Purunipat, which should go first, which should go second. So look at 2.155. Upamanani, Pratamanidishtam, Samanya Vachanaihi, Tritiya. Upamanani will get the Upasajana Sanya because of 1-43, which is Pratamanidishtam, Samasa Upasajanam. And then Upasajanam Purvam. So when the Upama is going first, like Meghashyamaha, like Vajra Purusha, in that case, you have 2.155. In the upamitam, when the upamitam goes first, that's the next sutra. Upamitam, Vyagradi, upamitam Pratama there, Vyagradi of course is Titiya, then Samanya Prayoge. So that the Purusha is going first. In that case, you have 2156. 2155 is complete the compound. So we got Vajram Iva Purushaha. So it is harsh like the Purusha is qualifying Svanaha. So Vajram Iva Purushaha. This is a Karmadhara compound in itself. Okay. Now this Purushaha is which is harsh was being qualified by Vajram Iva. And that Purusha is not qualifying Swanaha in the Bahuvri compound. Purusha Swanaha could have been a Karmadhara compound also, a harsh sound. But here the whole thing is qualifying Dhanuho. So Purusha, now once you do Vajramiva Purusha, you don't need this Vajramiva anymore. You can just take Purusha, Swanaha, Yasya Sat. Of course, he has combined it all together for us. But this part, once you form this Karmadhara compound, Upamitam Samanya Vachanaihi. So that is the sorry, Upamanani, I confused you. I'm sorry. Upamanani Samanya Vachani. Upamanani. Upamitam is the next sutra. Upamanani Samanya Vachani. Then the Upama goes to this one already accounted for. You can just say Purusha Swanha Yasyatat, simple Bahuvri compound. Swan is sound, same as in English. Tat. This is Dhanu is Kartru. Why is he about to say that? Because Dvitiya Ekavachanam, Pratama Ekavachanam, Samanam Bhavet. Saman Rupam Bhavet. So अत्र न ज्ञायते धनु इति प्रथमा अस्ति द्वितीया अस्ति वा इदं कर्म अस्ति वा कर्तृ अस्ति वा. This kartru is a declined form, by the way. This kartru also is a prathama equation of the word kartru in napumsakalinga. So kartru plus su samo napumsakat looks yat. This kartru is a declined form of the pratipadikam kartru in napumsakalinga prathama equation. So it says dhanu is the karta. So because see this Vajjamanamu, Purusha, Vajra Purusha Swanam and Dhanuho. All of these could have been Dvitiya Ekvajam also. He's clarifying with that is the Karta. Okay. Dhrida Manyavaya, Dhrida Krodhaya. Didn't give the Vigraha Vakyam for us. But he did clarify one thing, that Manyu, Asmin Sandarbhe, Manyu Shabdasya, Krodha iti Artha. It is Spashtikatam. So he's qualifying that. Why does he make Spashtikaram? Yataha Manyu Shabdasya Bahava Artha Sambhavanti. There are many meanings are possible. Yatha Vishwa Shabda Koshe. Manyuhu Krodhe. It can mean any, it comes in Rudram, very first Anuvakaha. So Manyave. So Krodhe comes here, means anger. Kratau. Manyu can also mean in a Vedic sacrifice, Yajne. Or Dainya. Dinasya Bhava Dainyam means wretched state, wretchedness. These are three meanings of Manyu. So in making sure that here Manyu means Krodha. So the Vigraha Vakyam, Kartik.
For Dridha Krodha.
Say it again.
Dridha Manyave.
Dridha Manyu Padabrikam.
It will be Dridha Manyuhu. Yasyasaha.
Bhargavaha. Dridha Manyu Yasyasaha. Very, very simple. When you see this, Nishtha as a Pura Padam. Think of Bahuvi. Think of Dridha. Okay. Now, a little bit of Vyakaran if you want to do, because there's a sutram called Nishtha. Comes Ashtadhyayi in two places. Nishtha comes in two places, and one of them is 3.2.102. The other one is in 2.2. We're talking about before about the Purnipataha, the Purva Nipataha. Because as we said, we just looked at today, we saw the Pujanam Puram doesn't work for Bahuvris, because they all have Pujan Sanya. So then, Sutam Nishtha. If there is a Nishtha, the Kta Pratya, Nishthantam Padam, Pura Nipatyate, Purvam Nipatyate. Put first. If the Nishtha is Pura Padam, think of Bahuri. Oh, Dridha Manyave. The word Dridha. What is happening here? What is the dhatu here you think, Kartik?
Dridha.
Dridhamanyaveyaha. See,
So
the special rule of Panini, that's why I'm bringing it out to you. See, there are some rules of Panini, in fact, there are many rules of Panini. You have only one single word for you. Only one single word. And this one is one of them. Sutram for Kartik today. So, idam stotram buddhau dridham syat. Let it be firm in your mind. Okay, page 229, the Dhatu Vritti, page 229. So there is special sutram in 7.2. That Panini gives the dridha as a ready-made form. Dhatu is drh. Drh, drihi, drha, ruhi, vruddha. It can be drh or drihi. Dridha stula balayoho. Iti katasya anitvam. Sakarasya dhatvam. Right? Nakara, hakara lopasya nipatyate. Okay. Then drumherapi idam nipatanam nalopa vajam. Is this a typo here? It's a druhi here. Okay, let's look at the sutra. We'll find out. So dridha sthula balayoho is 7 to 20. Iti tasya anitvam. So the ta pratyaya should be a set dhatu. But no idagama is being done here. That's the first special. Why does Panini give nipatanam? Why couldn't he just say, don't do idagamaha, don't do this? So when Panini gives nipatanam, it means that you would normally need to say a lot more, which is not worth it. Okay, so every nipatanam, every ready-made form which has been given, the commentator is always asked the question, is that kasmat kana nipatyate? You know, because what are the rules which would have been needed to get this form? And they are not going to be worth it because they're not going to be used anywhere else. So that's why he gives the nipatanam. Okay. Now let's look at 7 to 20. So let's see. It's only in these two meanings. Interesting meanings, by the way. Sthula balayoho. One who is either fat or strong. The one who is fat need not be strong, I guess. He can either be fat or strong. In one of these meanings, you can get this form, which is dridha sthula manya. Otherwise, in that other meaning, you will not get this ready-made form. So 7 to 20. In the idagama section, where Panini talks about remember the idagama starts from 7 to 8 towards 7 to 78, somewhere like that. Within that, the nisheda has been done from 7 to 8 to 34. Within that, from 7 to 14 to 34, 21 rules. So nisheda only for the nishtha pratyaya. And there we can expect to find these rules 7 to 20. We have pratyaya nishtha pratyakta. Dridha sthula balayoho. Dridha iti nipatyate. Sthule balavati charthe. Dridha sthula dridha balavan. Kimata nipatyate. So Panini asks, not Panini, Kashika asks, what is being nipatanam here? Drum he here, tap pratyaya, dhatu drum, tap pratyaya, id abhavaha, there is no idagamaha, hakara nakara yoho lopaha, parasya dhatvam. So these are the things being done, which is the first id abhavaha. Then the hakara nakara yoho lopaha, drum, so the nakara and the hakara take lopaha, parasya dhatvam, and that ta, nishtha ta becomes dha. Atha, drihi api prakriti antaram asti, tatra api etadeva sarvam nalopavarjam, nakarasya bhavat. So there are two dhatus, which is the drumha and drha. Both of them can give this form. In one case, you do nakar lopaha also, which is required for dhatu drum, or drh, only other things besides nakar lopaha. Tatrapi etadeva sarvam nalopa varjam. So nakarasya abhavat. There is no nakara there. So these are all which are being given here. So let's see if you can put this down here. Okay. So when you look at this, when you look at the word dridha, immediately in your mind you should get the sutram, Dudha Stulabalayoho. Dudha Stulabalayoho. Stulabalayoho. So let's put that one over here. We can take the dhatu drih or the dhatu drim, either one, and then add the pratyaya ta anubandha lope the shakpatadde will give only ta. First it should be because in the hanteshu list, which dhatu is in the hakara and the anit dhatus. So that if you can look at 7 to 10, hanteshu, daha, diha, duha, naha. So this drih is not in that list. Should have had idagama over here. Form should have been drihitaha, drumhitaha. Drihitaha, drumhitaha. Okay. Now if this sutram was not there, Kartik, what would have been in the form? If you just only do the in nishedha only if you do, so what will you get? So,
it would be,
let's say drih plus ta. Let's say pani was in nabhavati. What would have happened? So, can we use hodha?
Yeah, hodha would work, I think.
It will not work. Because of the fact that dadir dhatur kaha. The next sutram, dadir dhatur kaha. Now you understand why Panini does this kind of nipata. So, because you can say, what's the big deal? I could have used hodha. I could have used, dhodhe dvapaha. I could have used the sutram which says that, dhalope kus dirko anaha. But there's only anaha now. This is a rukara, by the way. Dhalope kus dirko anaha. That's only anaha. Or yun only, not these remaining ones. So everything would have been fine, right? Because grah plus ta, if I can use hodha, right? Jasasator dhodha, sunashtuhu, dhodhe lopaha, judha. So what's the problem? Of course, you have nakar lopa problem, you have one problem you have, right? But then can we also use then so that but at least in the drih dhatu you can use, and we can maybe also try to use 6,424.
Yeah.
But this dhatu is drihi, Kartik. Bad luck over there because this dhatu is drihi. So that will not work. Okay, that's the problem. But at least, the main problem is that the hodha, apavada dadir dhatur ghaha. Dadir dhatur ghaha. That's the problem also here. Is that this hodha would have been stopped. It would have become a ghakaraha. Now you are stuck. Cannot get to the word dhara. But this is one thing which I shouldn't say, but I've not seen many commentaries point this out. But this dadir dhatur gaha being a main reason for nipataha is not coming in the commentaries. I don't know why it's not coming. I looked at. You can also look at it if you want. Homework for you. Look at all the vyakyanam on 8 to on this 7 to 20, and I'm not able to see this dadir dhatur gaha. People are not mentioning that. I don't know why, because I don't think I'm missing anything, because clearly dadir dhatu or gha should have come here. That would have been a major problem. But anyway, chintaniyam. But the bottom line is that dhrudha is given a ready-made form in 7 to 20. There are two dhatus, drihi and driha. In case of drihi, nakar lopa also is intended. Idagam, first thing, idagam abhava is this. Idagam nishedha, number one. Second thing is that the dadir dhatu or gha would have a problem. Third thing is that dhatu drihi cannot use 6,424 because this has an edit. So for all these reasons, Panini just does a nipata and says ready-made form will have 7 to 20. Okay, so 7 to 20. Put the final form here. 7 to 20. Okay. Let's go back. So I know we're spending a lot of time on each shloka, but once you go through this, because this is only the first year we're recording these classes. So after another year or two, then we won't mention all these rules. We just go fast. But we don't want to go too fast because a lot of good, important, fundamental concepts. What is the precisionum? What is this? What is that? What is the karmadharya? What is this? So these are all important things which we have to spend some time in the beginning. After some time, we can go faster. He clarifies that Namanjam is Krodha, Bhargavaya, is Bhagor Apatyam Bhargavaha, Apatyapuman. So he is a descendant of Bhrigu. So Bhrigu descendant, there is Tasyapatyam in 4.1, Tasyapatyam. Tadita start from 4.176, and the first meaning taken up by Panini is Tasyapatyam. Tasyapatyam, and that one starts from Tasyapatyam, Tasyapatyam, Tasyapatyam should be here, 4192. And so there are many pratyas given. The default pratyas is already given by Prag Divyato An. From 4183 to beginning of 4.4, Prag Divyato An. So, but here Tasyapatyam comes, the first meaning is given. Again, you need to three things: Prakriti, Pratyaya, and Artha. So the Artha is Tasyapatyam at the end of 4.1. So that's how these pada boundaries are made. This Tasyapatyam ends in 4. At that point, that's made into one pada Vashtadhyayi, 4.1. So here there is a special rule which says Rishi Annaka Vrishnikurubhyascha Yad Pratya An. Okay, so this sutra specifically say that even whatever apavadas might be there, the Rishi, if you have a Rishi, name of a Rishi like Bhrigu, then the Annaka, Vrishni and Kuru, these three families, then they take the, like if you think about the word Vasudeva, right? So Vasudeva, you would have the Vasudeva Shapatya Puman Vasudeva Krishna. But even though An was the default sutram Atai, like we saw the word Dashrati here. Why not Vasudevihi? Because Atai it says that if you have a father ending in short A, then E should have come. But this one says that if he belongs to one of these clans, Vrishni clan, in fact, this is one of my reasons why this Ashtadhyayi Panini is post Mahabharatam basically. That entire Mahabharatam story, because this sutra specifically says Rishi Andhaka Vrishni Kurubhyashta. This entire story of the Kurus and the Vrishnis and the Andhakas. So this is my little thing that I think Panini came right after the Mahabharatam, or around that time when Mahabharatam was composed. Because first we had all the Vedic texts, which Vyakharana was going in all different directions. People say enough is enough. We need to now standardize these rules because Arthagram na bhavati. Because the people couldn't understand the meaning of the Vedic mantras anymore. Because there's too many different usages, too many different things. So let's compose the Mahabharata. I mean, if you say Vyasa is a compiler, so he compiled all the Shastras which was there, made Mahabharata. Okay, now from now on, we will standardize these grammar rules now. So we have to now follow these rules as in the Mahabharata. The Panini said, okay, now we can compose this Shastram, which will give us all the rules as per the Mahabharata. So Mahabharatam is really our home ground for all these rules. Mahabharata. Anyway, Rishi Andhaka. So Rishi, when Bhrigu is there, go back to you guarantee to use the An. So 41114 An. So Karthik, can you complete this form for us? Bhrigu.
We'll get Tadhite Shvacha Madehe.
Very good.
And
Or Gunaha. Very good. I'm impressed. So first of all, Tadhite Shvacha Madehe. That will be 72117. 72115 is Achoniti. 116 Atopadhayaha. 117 Tadhite Shvacha Madehe. And 118 is Kiticha. So we get Bhar. And the Patya and of course Halantyam. So here we use 72117 along with Urandraparaha. Now this Angam gets the Bhasanya by Yachibham 1418. Moment you are Tadhita Pratya when you add, make this a good habit please. Always see the Angam has Padasanya or the Bhasanya. Tadhitesh, because the Swadishya Sarvanama Sthane, Swadishya Sarvanama Sthane Padasanya by default. That's the 1417. 1418 says Yachibham. So when you look at the Tadhita being added, if it's a Yakaradi Aswa Ajadi, you get Angam gets the Vasanya. If it is the any other hull except here, then you get the Padasanya. If Padasanya, you have to go to the 8.1 Padasyadhikara. I think it starts 8116 it starts, 8116 it starts, Padasyadhikara. Vasanya to go to end of 6.4, Vasyadhikara. So immediately this should be immediately you should do this system in your head. So Tadhita Pratya when you have, does it have Anga Padasanya, Bhasanya? And accordingly you have to call the routine. You have to call the subroutine of padasya or bhasya. This is exactly what this is, like a computer program it is, So what Karthik is saying is that there's a special rule in the bhasya dikaya. You look at 6.4.129. Sutram it says that or gunaha is 6.4.146 is if you have oho uvarnantasya angasya takes the guna adesha. So dite pratyay pare. So angamasya bhasanya pratyay should be tadita pratyaya, angam should be ending in uvarna with or gunaha. 6.4.146 and echo yavayavaha. That was the important sutram here, or gunaha. So I'm glad Karthik remembers that. Bharga 6.4.146 Gunadesha Echo Yavayavaha. Let Bhargava. Okay. So Bhargavaya is to the Rishi Bhargava. So he might give some comments on that. Bhargavaya. So Kshatram. Kshatram is Kshatrakulam. It's an interesting word, Kshatram. Okay, let's spend a couple of minutes on this one. Kshatram. So this in the Raghuvamsha itself, in the second chapter, Kalidasa has a statement in 2.53. Kalidasa says that Kshatat kilatrayate. That is the definition of the word Kshattra. Kshatat kilatrayate. So Kshatat is one who protects from injury. So from that, how do you get the word Kshatta? Okay, dhatu is khand, like the word akshata, right? Akshata unbroken rice is akshata. Akshata samarpayami. So that is the akshata samarpayami. So kshatat trayate. Dhatu khand, right? Dhatu khand, then you will get the if you take it as an ishtha, it becomes kshata. Kshata is injured. Kshata is uninjured. Akshata is uninjured. Like kshataja. Kshataja means blood, raktam. It is born from a injury, Kshatraja. So now, how do you find the word Kshatta? This is what Malinatha says, okay? Let me read this out to you. This is on Raghuvamsha 2.53. Put down here. So the word Kshatra is defined and also derived. Derived in Raghuvamsha itself. Kshatra. And by the way, for the Gita, the word Kshatram Karma Svabhavajam. Kshatram Karma Svabhavajam. We'll go to that also for a second. So in Raghuvamsham, Raghuvamsham, we have 2.53. 2.53. Okay. In the Gita, it will be around chapter 18, number around 42-ish. Kshatram Karma Svabhavajam. That's Tadita from Kshatra. From the word Kshatra, you can get a Tadita Prayagaha is this one. Shauryam Tejo Ditirudaksham. Shauryam Tejo Ditirudaksham Yuddhe Chapipalanam. Dhanam Ishvara Bhavasya Kshatram Karma Svabhavajam. Pratya and on top of Kshatra. So for Kshatriya Svedam Kshatram. So Gita 18.43. Is where you have the usage of the word Kshatra. And while we are doing this, let's also finish one more piece of the puzzle with the word Kshatriya, which is also definitely very common. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham. It's right there in Gita, right? Gita right there itself. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham. So your Kshatriya comes here, Kshatram comes over here. Okay? So in the Adhikara, we're looking at Tasya Pratyam Adhikaraha. In that, Panini has a sutram for this word Kshatra. Let's go back to Adhikara, which is 4.192 started. Panini does the Patya Gha, Tasya Patyam. And there should be a sutram, I think, Kshatrad Gha. Okay, let me search. Here it is. 4.1.138. Kshatradha. Can you do this one for Karthik? Kshatradha.
Yes, Satish.
How do you now do this? 4.1.1. Let me give you the vritti for that. 41138. So after following this word Kshatra, apatyarthe, patya comes which is Kha. Okay, let's look at the vritti of this. It says Kshatra Shabdat apatyarthe Gha pratya bhavati Kshatriyaha. Ayamapi Jati Shabda eva. It is specified as Kshatriya Jati. So let's take Kshatra. Add the pratyaya Gha. Let's finish that off. We haven't derived Kshatra yet, but let's finish that other word Kshatriya, which is a very common word. So Kshatra. Okay, what should we do now, Karthik?
712 Ayana Eya
Ayaneya Ina Iya Iyaha Phadakam Pratyadina. So 712, Pani does the Yatha Sankyam Adesha Bhavanti. So Phadakachagam Pratyadina Ayana Eya Ina Iya Iyaha. There are 5 substitutions respectively. So Phadakachagam. So Phadakachagam. The Gha is the last one. So Gasya Iya Adesha Bhavati. Gasya Iyaha. It makes the Iya Adesha. So we want 712. Ayaneya Ina Iya Iyaha. Phadakachagam Pratyadina. So that way is the Iya Adesha. Okay, we got that. What's the next thing, Karthik?
Yachibham and Yasyeti cha.
Very good. Yachivam Yasyeti cha. My job is to train Karthik to become the instructor, and I can retire. And he can be a presenter, and I will be the panelist in the next 2 years. Right, Karthik? Get ready for this now.
Okay.
712. So 712 Sutram. First we start with 41138. Then 712. Okay, so we get the form Kshatra plus Iya. This was using 712. And then as Karthik said, we get the Bhasanya. This is also the Pratyaya. Yachibham. Yasyeti cha. Avarnanta si Avarnanta Sangasya Lopasyat. Bhasanyaka Sangasya Lopasyat. Tadite Ikare cha Pare. So if Angam ends in Avarna or Ivarna and Bhasanya is there, following Pratyaya Tadita Pratyaya. Then we take alone just lopaha. We come, so now we get Kshatra and Iya. Kshatriya. That's what comes. So this is this 64148. So first we have to use 1418 Yachivam Tadadharena Yasyadicha iti Antyasya Avarnasya lopaha. Okay. Now let's come back to the word Kshatra. How did he derive that? This is how Malinatha does it. Okay. So he says Kshanu Himsayam. Use a dhatu first. Kshanu Himsayam. Upadeshadana Nasikit dhatu is Kshan. The Kshan belongs to the Tanotyadi Gana, 8 Gana. Okay. Iti dhatu ho. Sampad Aditvat Quip. What is that, Karthik?
So like the Sampad, the Quip is a null pratyaya, so it will.
What sutra will that be? Kshanu Himsayam iti dhatoho sampad aditvat Quip. Okay, he's forming a feminine noun from the dhatu
Below
Kshan.
Striyam Stim.
Correct. Striyam Tin, in that same sutra, there's a Vartikam under Striyam Tin. Striyam Tin is in this language, Panini forms the feminine nouns only with his 19 rules in the 3.3. 3394 up to 33112. Striyam Tin is the default Satya, which is not what we have here. So we have this Satya Quip coming over here. So we need something else to get us the Satya Quip. So we get Quip by using this 3394 Vartikam. Is that what Katyayana says is that from the Sampad Adi, the word Sampad, etc., we can use the Pratyaya Quip to form a feminine noun. So if you go to 3394 and look at this Sutram Striyam 10, you will find a Vartikam under that, which Katyayana says that Sampadadibhya Kvip. Sampadadibhya Kvip. So the word like Sampad, Vipad, Pratipad, Apad. So this what Malinatha is saying is that like these all ganas are after the ganas. So you can take the dhatu kshan, and he's given a beautiful derivation. He has given Malinatha. He's given a beautiful derivation. You add this pratyaya Kvip. It will be sarvapahara lopaha. Halantyam upadeshan ajjana nasiket lashakvasadite and verapraktasya. Even the vakara goes away with verapraktasya. Like 6-1, I think it's 66, 6-1-66, verapraktasya. So now this is, no sorry, next one I think, 6-1-67. So after all of that, we just get, we're going to get kshan plus nothing. So we use all the usual 8 sutras, we also use 6-1-67. Okay, so that's step number 1. So we got kshan. So now he said next line, so I'm reading the commentary on this shloka 2.53. Gamadinam iti vaktavyad anunasika lope tuk agame cha kshad iti rupam siddham. One more time. Gam adinam iti vaktavyad anunasika lope sati. Okay, where would you look for that? This what it is that, you know, we do anunasika lopa, we do by 6-4-37 all the time, Karthik.
Anadatopadesha.
Vanatita notyadinam anunasika lopa janikiniti. The sutra under that, which is says is that gamah kvav, like the word jagat comes from this, by the way, jagat. Gamah kvav. Kvip pratyaya follows, then for the dhatu gam, you anunasika lopaha. But that has a vartikam on that. The 6-4-40 has a vartikam on that, which says it should be not only dhatu gam, should be gam adi now. Should extend that list of 6-4-40. So Katyayana says it is not just the dhatu gam, but the gam etc. dhatus will lose their anunasika kip, so kau parataha. So gamaha kau parataha anunasika lopa bhavati. Then vartikam gam adi now iti vaktavyam. So what does Malinatha say? He says that gam adinam iti vaktavyat. Anena vartikena. So he says that anunasika lopeyo, not only dhatu gam, which is mentioned in 6-4-37, it will come anudatopadesha. Also tanotyadinam. These some of these dhatus, not only gam but others also, will take this anunasika lopaha. Word like sanyat. Sanyat is sang plus yam dhatu. Sanyat. So paritat, pari plus tan dhatu. So these dhatus also can take. So similarly we can actually start to kshan also. So when you get them, now we get, so 6-4-40 vartikam. So 6-4-40 vartikam gets us to this form now. We get ksha plus quip was there. So ksha plus quip. Maybe we should keep the quip there already. Anyway, so we get ksha. But the quip has come and gone. Remember that. So 6-4-40 using the vartikam. And then what's the next step is that, we know what's the next step, Karthik? Tuk agvaha. That's right. Rasvasya piti kriti tuk. Rasvasya piti kriti tuk. So like when you use in the pratyaya, lap comes like shrutya, anushrutya and all that we use. So when the pratyaya lyap comes, rasvasya piti kriti tuk. So if you have a rasva, I mean ach only, followed by piti kriti. So quip was a krit pratyaya, and it was, of course, given 394, and it was also a pit krit pratyaya. Rasvasya piti kriti tuk agamaha. So it will be right before the samhitayam, Karthik. So 6-1-72 samhitayam, right?
Yeah.
So 6-1.
We have the checha after that also.
Yes, exactly. So rasvasya piti kriti tuk samhitayam checha. So 6-1-71 will give the tuk agamaha. So now we get kshat. So now we got the form kshat. So 6-1-71 rasvasya piti kriti tuk. And now we are getting there. Then the next thing that he says is that kshad iti rupam siddham. we got the form kshat. So, kshataha equals nashat trayate iti kshatraha supi cha iti yoga vibhagat kaha. Supi cha iti yoga vibhagat kaha. So supi cha, so 3, 2, 4. So, supi is the not supistaha, not supi cha, I'm sorry. It's confusing because there are two in the Ashta there are two sutra valis. Supicha, which is 7, 3, 102, which is nothing to do with supicha, but that's not the one we want right now. We want supistaha. Supistaha. So the if any sup, this is of course the upapadam. Upapada samasa we are doing now. Supi saptami tatropadam saptami stham. Tatropadam saptami stham. So supi saptami. So if any sup is a upapada, not only karma, any sup, then the dhatu stha, like hridaya stha, hridaya tishtati hridaya stha. So this dhatu stha will take the pratyakaha. But there's a yoga vibhaga is done. Is that even other dhatus, particularly akaranta dhatus, can take the pratyakaha supi. That's what Mulinatha says. He says that supi iti yoga vibhagat kaha. So we can use 3, 2, 4 with the yoga vibhaga. But this is not only Mulinatha. So this is not Mulinatha's thing. This has already been done. If you look at 3, 2, 4, take a word like padapaha, like a tree. So that compound cannot be formed otherwise unless you do yoga vibhaga over here. So this dhatu, not only dhatu stha, other dhatu also can take. So what it says, akarantebhya atra yoga vibhagaha kartavyaha supiti. So already the vyakyanam, the uttikaraha, has done yoga vibhaga for us. And says supi akarantebhya, but okay, akarantebhya ka pratya bhavati dvabhyam pibati iti tripaha is elephant. And then he drinks with his hand and his mouth also. Padapaha. So padena pibati iti padapaha. Tree drinks with his leg is a tree. And so on. So the yoga vibhaga of 3 to 4, we get the pratyaka. Now we can finally form the form kshatra. So first of all, we need to use dhatu is trayate. Gita, trayate mahato bhayat. So what do you want to use sutram first, Kartik? So we have now kshat. So kshatat trayate. So we have to use pratyaya nyasi, right? So kshatat trayate. Plus now we use the dhatu trai. And the pratyaya ka. This was done with the 3 to 4 supistha using the yoga vibhaga. Supiti yoga vibhaga. So yoga vibhaga. Yoga means sutram, in this case shastram. So yoga vibhaga means sutra vibhaga. You split the sutram and you include other things also. Yoga vibhaga. This is not to be done on your own. You should do it only vyakhyana adharena kartavyam yoga vibhaga kartavyaha. Only when the vyakhyana allows it, you should do this thing. So yoga vibhaga. So how do you want to complete the form, Kartik?
Will we get Adesh Upadesha Shiti?
Very good. Adesh Upadesha Shiti. So the very fact that if any dhatu ending in an H means Aong Ayauch. If you know the pratyaya coming is not going to be talavya as an it. Nitya karyam is the Echa sthane ad adesha bhavati, akar adesha bhavati. So 6145, any dhatu ending in this very important sutram, 6145. So all these dhatu ending in A, O, I, O, they immediately change to an akaranta dhatu. If the pratyaya which is going to come, the dhatu is take some pratyaya or the other. So doesn't have the talavya sha as an it. Pratyaya here is ka. So this doesn't have talavya sha. So shit pratyaya nasti. So Adesh Upadesha Shiti is the very first thing to do. Adesh Upadesha Shiti. In the meanwhile, also take it, the Nyasi will be gone because you get the Padivya Sanya by Kutsudus Masascha. And then, but even here we should mention that using 2219, which is the Sutram. Any Samasa you want to form, always start with Sutram in 2122. Upapadam Ating. Upapadam Ating. So now we get Kshat plus Tra. Pratyaya Anubandhalope. So we used the Kritya Samasascha. We also used Supodhatu Padavidikayoho. We also used 6145 Adesh Upadesheshati. Okay, last step, Karthik, we almost done.
Is it Yasya teacher?
No.
No.
Sadhyate Ika Japare, Karthik. We don't have that shit.
Ato Lopa.
Ato Lopa Iticho.
It is.
6 Adadhatuke. So things is Tavratakam Adadhatukam Sheshaha. So Adantangasya Lopasyat. So Ajadau Kiniti Sa Ardhadhatuke. Ajadau Kiniti Ardhadhatuke. Atva iti. So if it has Iragama, or it will work. So 6464, if you adant ato lopa iticha, ato lopa iticha. I mean, a lot of rules for you to remember, but if you remember, if you look at these, 5, 10, 15, 20 times, then you start to get the hang of it. That's there's no other way. There's no other shortcut. You listen to these about 10, 15 times, then only you can get slowly get the feel for it. So I repeat them as many times as I can. That's why I took this complicated form, because the fact that we should get the so atalo paricha is an adhikara called ardha dhatuke adhikara. Ardha dhatuke starts from 6446, and there you have 6464. Atalo paricha. It has to be easy. So adantangasya lopasyat. So ajado kiniti ardha dhatuke atva idagama asti chet tarhi kitnitna apekshate. It doesn't have to be kit or nit if idagama is there. Otherwise, it should be ajado, ajado kiniti ardhatuke pratyay paratah adantangasya lopasyat. So we got that. Now finally we get the form ksatra. Ksatra. It should be written, technically it should be written like this. It should be written like with 2 takaras, like this. So it should be written like this. Ksatra. Ksatra. And what people normally do is that they write only with 1 takara. Can we use Jarojari Savarna here, Karthik? Jarojari Savarna.
Jarojari Savarna, I think we cannot do.
We cannot use. So that requires a Hal, Jar, and Savarna Jar. So we have Ta, Refa. The Ta and Refa is not Savarna Jar. So cannot use Jarojari Savarna. Parantu atta Shravana Bheda Nasti. So iti tasmat karanat ekasya takarasya lopaha kriyate. Is that you cannot tell the difference in between kshatra and kshatra. So vishesha Shravana Bheda Nasti. So that on the basis of that only they had like putra. Putra. Nobody has the word putra is double takara. Almost any book you look at will say putra only 1 takara. Because even though you cannot use Jarojari Savarna, according to Panini, it should be kshatra, putra, like that. Anyway, that's how the form kshatra was formed. Very interesting derivation. So this is Malinatha 2.53 Raghuvamsham. If you want to read the commentary, it is done over there. So let's finish our shloka for today. Okay. So kshatra means, again, he's a person, he's a man of the kshatriya caste. We say kshatra kulam. Not a kshatriya, single kshatriya, but kshatra kulam. It's implied that the kshatriya had risen up, means the family of kshatriya, the clan of kshatriya is called punar avyam, udyatam, dhatuyam, and again udyam is to rise. So udyatayudham, right, comes in Gita there. Anekodyatayudham. Anekodyatayudham comes in chapter 11 when Sanjay is talking about the Vishwarupa Darshanam. In there, remember, the Vishwarupa Darshanam not only for Arjuna, Sanjay also saw it. So in chapter 11, Anekodyatayudham. Divyanekodyatayudham. That form which has many divine raised weapons. Udyatayudham, Udyam. Of course, 6437, the Makara goes away. This Yama Nama Rama Chatvaraha. Yama Nama Gama Rama Chatvaraha. There are the 4 dhatus Manteshu, which are the Anit dhatus, which have the Anudhatu Padesha. So Anunasika Lopa Jalikiniti. Udyata. So use 6, 4, 34. Udyam plus kta, which is anit dhatu first of all, and you get the form udyata. Use so you practice these rules. You practice the rules if you can. So from yam to get yata 6, 4, 34 nunasika lopaha. Udyatam means it has risen up again. Iti. So now iti ends the quotation. Where does the quotation begin, Kartik?
Bhargavaya.
No.
Punah kshatra udyatam.
Exactly. Punah kshatam udyatam iti nyavedayat. Iva. No, it's not even iva. Punah. There's no iti here. I'm sorry. Bhargavamanya punah. Okay, there's no iti. Iti in the commentary here. In the commentary. So kshatram kulam punarudyatam iti. So kshatram punarudyatam iti. Nyavedayat. We did this last time already. The doc is already in the document here. Nyavedayat. We did this dhatu with, but this is in the hetumati nich. It might be churadi also. So you just get the form vedi by doing the puganda lagupasicha, the usual steps, doing the shap, do the sarvataka gunaha, itascha, echoyava yavaha, and the adagamaha, nyavedita means, and he, as we said last time, he converted that to a lit prayagaha. So with he uses dhatu nya, but the puk agamaha, arti rivli was 7.336 puk agamaha. And he made it into a lit prayogaha. Because this lung should not be used, lit should be used parokshe. See, lung and lit are both anadjatani, not of today. But the lit is parokshe lit. So he's converting that form. So he's maintaining the similar dhatu, maintaining the nich pratyaya also, they're making nyapi. And then he's now making into a lit prayogaha. So that is why he, otherwise what his business does he have to convert from lung to lit like that? He should maintain the same lakara as far as possible. But he realizes that this lung is used in place of lit. Okay. So nyapayama. So this nyapayama we've done many times in the class. We won't do again today. We've done it many times before. Puk agamaha is by 7.336, ati rivli, etc. So nyapayama. So puk agamaha means agama like in Gita, you some stapayamichyuta, of course, is the word like ashvasayamasa, darshayamasa. The important thing is that when you have any anekash dhatu or any derived dhatu, in that case you cannot do this for lit. You have to be in the pratyaya, anuprayoga lit, the 3135. And all the derived dhatus, nich is the most common thing. So very simple rule is that 3135, if you have a causative form, you cannot use the Yutva lit. You have to use an prayoga lit. We just put these two in the 3135. Any derived dhatu if you have. Any derived or anekash dhatu also. Derived dhatu. In that case, what we can call sadhita dhatu. And which is mostly the pratyaya will be nich. Prana nijanta dhatu. Mostly with mostly causative forms. That's the most common. Gita only, that's all you have, causative forms. Then am. When am comes in, am pratyaya comes in, and then you use the kruncha anuprayogitality. So 3140 says kruncha anuprayogitality. So 31, and then we get the anuprayoga lit. Anuprayoga lit. So you don't do the usual juttam, etc. Anuprayoga lit. Okay, at 3140. And the puk agamaha. So the puk agamaha is by 7336. We look at the Ashtadhyayi for a second. We get so 3135. Kasyane kas, that's 3135. Kas pratyad amamantrality. So pratyad means pratyantam should be derived dhatu. So am amantrality. In non-Vedic, you should take am pratyaha. 3140 is Krincha Anuprayujate Liti. Anuprayoga lit. And then you also have this 7336 brings in the Puk Agamaha, Puk now. You have a dhatu ending in A, so Atam Puk now. Ati Rivli Ri Knui Kshmai Atam Puk now. Okay, so that's the final meaning. Look at this shloka, it says, is the bow which was being broken by Rama due to excessive drawing, excessive pulling, as if the Eva is as if informed Parshurama, Bhargavaya, that the Parshurama whose anger was very stubborn anger, informed him that the Kshatriya class had again risen up. Let's look at the new translation which I have. So let's see. Okay, Karthik, let's get ready. The bow is what?
Dhanuhu.
Dhanuhu. While breaking.
Bhajyamanam.
Vajjamanam. This is a very, very good translation. So while is a present participle. While it was breaking. On account of is a Panchami, of its being drawn too much.
Atikrantam. Atimatra.
Karshanat.
Atimatra Karshanat.
Atimatra Karshanat. By him is
Tena.
Tena Ramena. And therefore producing a noise as shrill as the crash of a thunderbolt. So,
Vajra Parushas
Swanamu. As it were, Iva.
As it Iva.
Proclaimed.
Nyavedayat.
To Bhargava.
Bhargavaya.
So this is also, this what sutra means for Chaturthi here. Karmana Yama Viprayati, right? Tat Sampadam. Karmana Yama Viprayati, Tat Sampadam. So this one is in the Ashtadhyayi, the two sections where the Vibhaktis all assigned in 2.3, but the Karaka labels all come in 1.4. So Karake. Karmana Yama Viprayati. So it will be Karmana Yama Viprayati, Tat Samprasaranam. Sampradanam. Excuse me. Sampradanam. Sampradana Sanya is the action intended for whom? So he was informing unto Bhargava. The informing was done unto Bhargava. So, and then of course Chaturthi Sampradane will come in 2, 3. Chaturthi Sampradane. Okay. To Bhargava of inveterate hatred.
Dridhamanyave.
Dridhamanyave. That, I think that's understood. The Kshatriya race.
Kshatram
had risen up.
Punarudyatam.
Again it's Punar, risen up with Udyatam.
Good.
So we have 5-10 minutes. Let us finish off this. The next shloka only give you some homework. The gist of it. Drishtasaram atha rudrakar mukhe virya shulkam abhinanja maithilaha Raghavaya tanayamayo nijam rupinim Shriyam iva nyavedayata. Again nyavedayata. So the Kartu here is Maithilaha, Janakaha, is Raghavaya, Ramaya. Tanayam is Kanyam, Sitam. Ayonijam Kanyam. Sita who was not born out of her womb. Nyavedayata, Arpitavan. He offered Sita to him. Sita who was what? Ayonijam, Rupinim, and Shriyamiva. But she was not born of a womb. She was Prashasta Rupinim. The Pratyaya Ini has been added there. Ata Ini Thanau. And this Matu Pratyaya comes in, we see next time. So if you want to read the Sutram 5294, Sadasya Asti Asmin Niti Matup. That Matup comes in some special meanings. One is Prashamsaya Matup. As we saw before, that Hanuman, we will not all be Hanumans. Because even though all of us have a jaw, we will not all be Hanumans. Prashamsaya Matup. And Rupinim doesn't say Prashasta Rupinim, but Matup, Prashamsaya Matup Vartate. So So it is Prashasta Rupini. Everybody who has a form will not be Sita. Only she who has a special form, an exceptional form, she was Sita. Rupini only means one who has a form. That is not the meaning here. So read the Vyakhanam on 5294 in Somatu Pratyaya Visheshartheshu Vartate. Special meanings is there. Like the word Goman. One who has one cow will not, or one or two cow will not be Goman. Only one who has many cow will be Goman. And so on. Okay? But there is now a Pratyak. Twa has become Lyap. This is a clause over here. Clause. So Abhinandya. So Samanakarta is Maithilaha and Dhatu Nand. So in Dhatu is, I think this is the edit, I think in Dhatu part. I will check next time. But become Nand. So Abhinandya is having applauded, having congratulated. So Maithila is Samanakarta. So he is doing two actions. One is Abhinandanam. Uttaravartini Kriya is the Nyavedayata. That puts a good structure on the sentence. Then Kim Abhinandya. Then Virya Shulkam. The Viryam of Raghava, having applauded the valor of Rama, Sri Rama, which was the look at the comments down here. He says Virya Shulkam, Viryam Eva Shulkam. That was the price, that was the condition of getting Sita's hand. So Viryam Eva Shulkam Abhinandya. We congratulated that, having applauded that. So then this is a clause now. This is another adjective qualifying the Virya Shulkam. Rudra Karmuke Drishta Saram. Saram. Saraha Bale Siranshe Chiti Amaraha. Amar Kosha says Sara comes in two meanings. Bale Siranshe. Sira Anshaha means the Ansha is the part which is Siraha, which is stable. Which means the essence. Siransha is basically essence of something, That thing which doesn't go away from that, which is Siranshaha. So Sara can be Bale Siranshecha, and here Mulinatha says Drishtaha Saraha Siranshaha Yascha. So it was that Virya Shulkam whose essence was seen, was tested on the Rudra Karmika. Also we have this Rudra Karmika really connect with the Drishta. Should be inside the compound. But this is outside the compound because they use this explanation which is given is that Sapekshatve api Gamakatvat Samasaha. What it means is that even though this Drishta, this Rudra Karmika should connect only with Drishta, not with the Saramukha. It is that Virya Shulkam, this valor of Sri Rama, whose essence was tested, was seen, was observed on the Rudra Karmika. So Drishta and Rudra Karmika was a connection there. Drishta has gone in the compound now. So we cannot take it out of the compound and connect with Rudra Karmika. But the connection is obvious. Gamakatvat Samasaha. So Sapekshatve api Gamakatvat Samasaha. We can make the compounds even because the connection is obvious. Then if you never do the Puja Sankalpaha, you do that Mama Upat Samasta Durita Kshaya Dwara. So Mama Upat Durita Kshaya Dwara. The Kshaya is not mine. It is only the Durita is mine. But because it is Gamakatvat Samasaha. It is the connection. When the connection is obvious, you don't have to put in the compound. So that's the homework for next time. Let's see. It's very simple homework. Ayo Nijam. Find a sutram for me, please, Karthik, next time. It is Upada Samasaha. 3.2. Find the Samaha. Now, Viryam Eva Shulkam. Karmadharya compound. We got that from Raghava. Same division as Bhargavaha. We did that today. Then the Oyo Nijam, Shriyam, there's nothing special in this. Nivedayata we already last. It should be pretty fast next time because we already formed the form Nivedayata. We already got the word Raghavaya. Only one compound is here. Otherwise, and read on the 5294. Let's spend some time on that next time. Is to get the special meanings of Matup. So in this, also you can find in Bhaimi Volume 5. Okay, let's stop with that. We'll continue next time. Again, happy Shiva, happy Navaratri to all of you. रामो राजमणिस्तदा विजयते रामं रमेशं भजे रामेणाभिहता निशाचरशमो रामाय तस्मै नमः रामान्नास्ति परायणं परतरं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहं रामे चित्तले सदा भवतु मे भो राम मामुद्धर राम रामेति रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने श्री राम नाम वरानन ओम नमः इति। सब रिकॉर्डिंग का